The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Rumi. Just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again. Gautama Buddha. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Abraham Lincoln. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Steve Jobs. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for. Oprah Winfrey. God gave us the gift of life. It is up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well. Voltaire. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. You can never plan the future by the past. Edmund Burke. Be happy for this moment. This moment is your life. Omar Khayyam. Sometimes it's not enough to know what things mean, sometimes you have to know what things don't mean. Bob Dylan. You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger. Gautama Buddha. In 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Robert Frost. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. Oscar Wilde. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Soren Kierkegaard. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Mae West. Life ought to be a struggle of desire toward adventures whose nobility will fertilize the soul. Rebecca West. The greatest mistake you can make in life is to be continually fearing you will make one. Elbert Hubbard. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Soren Kierkegaard. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. Lou Holtz. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. Winston Churchill. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. Rumi. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it. Irving Berlin. No matter how much suffering you went through, you never wanted to let go of those memories. Haruki Murakami. Only the dead have seen the end of war. Plato. People are just about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Abraham Lincoln. On every thorn, delightful wisdom grows. In every rill a sweet instruction flows. Edward Young. It's not the load that weighs you down, it's how you carry it. C.S. Lewis. The seat of knowledge is in the head, of wisdom, in the heart. William Hazlitt. People generally see what they look for, and hear what they listen for. Harper Lee. There is more to life than increasing its speed. Mahatma Gandhi. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Albert Einstein. Honesty is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom. Thomas Jefferson. Wise men make more opportunities than they find. Francis Bacon. In order to be happy oneself, it is necessary to make at least one other person happy. Theodore Rake. A loving heart is the beginning of all knowledge. Thomas Carlyle. Forgiveness is the final form of love. Reinhold Niebuhr. There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still. Franklin D. Roosevelt. No one ever finds life worth living. One has to make it worth living. Winston Churchill. An unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. Mary Tyler Moore. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. Ralph Waldo Emerson. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. C.G. Jung. Things change. And friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody. Stephen Chbosky. Live life to the fullest, and focus on the positive. Matt Cameron. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Theodore Roosevelt. Life is a question and how we live it is our answer. Gary Keller. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. Andre Gide. Don't waste your time with explanations, people only hear what they want to hear. Paulo Coelho. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. When a thing is done, it's done. Don't look back. Look forward to your next objective. George C. Marshall. If we manage ego wisely, we get the upside it delivers followed by strong returns. Dave Markham. Be wiser than other people, if you can, but do not tell them so. Lord Chesterfield. There are three constants in life: change, choice and principles. Stephen Covey. The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even heard but must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. I think of life as a good book. The further you get into it, the more it begins to make sense. Harold Kushner. There is no life as complete as the life that is lived by choice. Shad Helmstetter. Life isn't a matter of milestones, but of moments. Rose Kennedy. Life is short, and truth works far and lives long. Let us then speak the truth. Arthur Schopenhauer. Don't search for the meaning of life. Simply be present for the people you love. Maxime Lagacé. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Confucius. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Benjamin Disraeli. Wisdom is the power to put our time and our knowledge to the proper use. Thomas J. Watson. Think like a man of action and act like a man of thought. Henri Bergson. I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse. Florence Nightingale. Do not be embarrassed by your failures, learn from them and start again. Richard Branson. Life isn't complicated if you don't break your concentration on your true vision. Robert Randall.